Okay, character trailers, I see. We hit that 40K. I know we hit that 40K. Okay. Gotta get some more. Alright, here we go. With over 50 characters. With over 50 characters.
NANI?!
With over 50 characters. So, we're not just getting 50 characters here? Alright. Let's talk about that. Let's go. What is going on, gang? It's your boy, DBGTX, and welcome back to another discussion video here for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. That is right. We got some more JoJo's Bizarre Adventure talk here on the channel, ramping up all the JoJo All-Star Battle R content. Y'all already know how we do. Today, though, we're talking about something that happened here on the Twitter sphere. Of course, yesterday and the day before yesterday, I've been slowly but surely coming out with a lot more JoJo content as we've been pushing forward to getting to that release date. And we've been getting a whole bunch of different things. Trailers, release dates, collector's edition information, so on and so forth. I really didn't break down the collector's edition information for a reason, because being brutally honest, that's something that, you know, I really don't do on the channels, talk about collector's items and things like that. Nonetheless, for this JoJo's Bizarre Adventure game, I will be buying 2 other collector's edition, one for unboxing and one for my own personal sake, of course. So that way I have the video game there to be able to play it with you guys. And then I also have one for the collection. But we're here talking about something very important. Now, when we first got this release date, slash that this game was going to come out, we were told that 10 additional characters were being added to the original base game or base roster in order to push out the new game. Under that presumption, I honestly sat there and looked at pretty much the characters and went out of my way to start making videos in that regards, you know, about the 10 characters that were supposedly coming in. 6 out of those 10 characters have been revealed. I've been right and spot on about 5 or 6 characters in that regards. But this video is in regards to what's over 50. That's the question. What's over 50? What's over 50? So, on Twitter, as I was navigating around the Twitter's verse and looking around the JoJo's page, the official JoJo's page is telling us and announcing to us straightforward that it is not solely 50 character roster. It's over 50 characters. So that means that there are additional characters that we don't know about that they're hiding in regards to the release. On top of that, we're talking about DLC realm and things like that that may be added to this game, obviously, to complete the character packages and other side characters that may not be that important, but are part of the series. So in this video, that's really what I'm going to talk about. And I'm going to use the JoJopedia today. The JoJopedia has pretty much all of the characters in there, and I'm going to tell you guys exactly which characters I may nitpick to come as additional onset characters to this game. So let's go ahead and jump over to the JoJopedia and let's begin our prediction of what additional characters are going to be added to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R outside of the original 50 mentioned characters. Let's get it. All right, so here we are on the JoJo's Bizarre Wiki, and here we have pretty much the whole lineup of characters and cast that came out in the manga series, stand users, all that related to each and every character. I honestly wanted to start over from Phantom Blood all the way up into Steel Ball Run, I believe is the last one. There's also Jojo Leon, but I highly doubt that we'll get a lot of characters for Jojo Leon if they do anything JoJo Leon related, we have to go ahead and wait in that regards. But nonetheless, let's see exactly past the 50 characters. So to begin with, here, part one. Let's start off with part one. In part one, I believe Strizo can be added for part one. Although I also believe that he could be added for part two, because Strizo was the person that Joseph Joestar fought at the beginning of part two. Another character that might be added is Tarkus. Now, I'm gonna go into Tarkus because Tarkus particularly has not been added in any of the JoJo video games before. And normally, as you guys can see here, we have like different character designs and all that good stuff or whatever. The helmet list and the helmet. Here's the anime version of him and whatnot. This guy right here, as you guys can see in the actual bio, he was resurrected as a zombie by Dio, so on and so forth. And this is the guy that actually goes ahead and kills Peli, JoJo's master. So in my particular opinion, I believe that this guy can be one of the newer characters. That is right, one of the newer characters that can be added to the game outside of the original 50 characters that already existed in Eyes of Heaven, because I honestly think that they're still going with the original 10 cast characters that were missing from Eyes of Heaven. I think that he will be one of the ones that will appear, obviously with the chain attack and all that good stuff, being able to use his chain strikes, possibly adding a different layer to him than what he was in the original Phantom Blood. So there's that. Of course, we also have Dyer or Dieter and Bruford, who's also another vampire that pretty much fought Jonathan Joestar. So also another character that hasn't been added to a lot of the JoJo games. He would possibly fight with a sword, and I think that will make him vastly different than all the part one characters that have been added, because obviously in part one, generally they only give us Dio and Jonathan, and that's about it. And then after that we skip to part two, and then part two we have, Joseph Joestar and the Pillar Man, of course, so on and so forth. But I think that if they're going to add a second character for Phantom Blood in order to up the Phantom Blood character line and be able to kind of give these characters more spotlight, I think that Bruford would be another addition to that, and he would be a sword style character. Of course, if you see Jonathan Joestar's sword attack, I think that could be incorporated to a fighting style for this particular character, and of course using animations and stuff from the actual anime. At that point, we may end up getting a whole new character with Bruford being, its own original character past the 50 character mark. Let's go ahead and talk about characters that I think is going to come in also in Battle Tendency. Now, in Battle Tendency, I did first and foremost mention that we have Strizo, who appeared at the very beginning of part two, absorbing a mask, using the mask or whatever to become immortal and so on and so forth. And of course, Joseph dukes it out with him at the very beginning of the anime. Old Speedwagon doesn't really fight, so there's that. Now, Messina and Loggins is weird because Messina and Loggins honestly are going to be added more so as assist only characters. And this is another thing that you got to take into consideration, that when they say over 50 characters, these characters could just be added as assist only characters that work just because they only have but so much in their arsenal that you can't really make much of them in regards to, how they fight, how they go about things. The character that we have here is Santana. Of course, Santana is one of the first Pillarmen that was discovered with by Speedwagon. If you guys can read there in the bio, is right there in the bio. Nonetheless, I believe that he may be added into JoJo's All-Star Battle R as another character because of the simple fact that he himself was a major antagonist in the first portion of the first 5 episodes of Battle Tendency. Now, in that sense, I wouldn't know exactly how his techniques work. He's the guy that used a lot of the absorbing. He was absorbing everybody that came in contact with him and whatnot, and so on and so forth. I honestly think that this guy could be a very, very meddlesome foe if he is added to the game, and his move sets are going to be on the grappling or on the close range. And there's also the parts where he kind of starts, evolving, quote unquote, as well. Kind of, he can also use, of course, like the rib slash and all that good stuff that he did in the actual anime. But I think that he can definitely be a character that can be added to the roster as a different cast character for Battle Tendency, and not as just an assist, but an actual character that you can actually use on his own and whatnot. So stay tuned for that, because I think that this is one of the cast characters that might ring the bell. Santana, I believe, might make it. I think he might make it. In that same case, I don't think that there's another cast character that may be making it from Battle Tendency, but if you end up going into Stardust Crusaders just has a slew of characters that were never touched on in either All-Star Battle, the original, or Eyes of Heaven, but these characters can possibly join the cast more so as assists than anything else. And some of these characters, I'll go by them fast. I don't want to go ahead and jump into all of them, but for example, Darby here is not used in any of the games, or in Eyes of Heaven. So I believe that Darby can actually be brought into this particular game and used as one of those characters, have a major assist like the coin flip or something like that, or causing you to there's a lot that can be done with Darby's technique in order to be able to compensate in that sense, doing this stuff. Another character that they never added was Boingo and Boingo. Of course, there's stages that have a lot of these cast characters, like in the background, being part of the dynamic stage and whatnot. But again, we've already got Prosciutto, who was in one of the dynamic stage in Eyes of Heaven and in All-Star Battle, and now he's one of the cast characters that is coming with the game alongside with Trip. That's just a way to let you know that you can't just discount somebody because, oh, they're in the stage or something like that. We also have Anubis that can be added, but I'm not gonna go ahead and start going through every single one of these characters like, yeah, this guy and this guy. No. There's going to be, most of these characters are not gonna even be, and many more can just make their appearances just based off that, just assist only characters and whatnot. Now I'm gonna move into Diamond is Unbreakable, and in Diamond is Unbreakable, there are some other characters that I definitely think they may touch on. First and foremost, Jotaro Kujo from Part 4 being added as an actual character and not an actual palette can be a thing. And for example, he wouldn't have the star finger, that whole kick that Jotaro had in my combo video that I posted. He wouldn't have that, but he'd have something changed up. Some of his techniques will still be the same, but like the heavy Ora punch, which Jotaro Kujo doesn't have in All-Star Battle, he may be able to get it and things like that to diversify him from the different from the original Jotaro. But then we're diving into the portions where now you're adding basically the same character but a different design and changing up like a combo or something like that. Copy pasting a lot of things. Ikagiyo, the dude that has the little minions that run around the stages and things like that in Eyes of Heaven, he is more than likely going to be added to the game as an actual character. Now, I don't know what he would end up being like. He may end up being one of those comic relief characters that has, you know, those super gimmicky moves and, you know, things like that that's going to be annoying. But I can definitely see him being added as an actual character versus just an assist character. Of course, Mikitaka Hazakura really wasn't. His episodes were weird. His chapters were weird. His episodes were weird, like slice of life kind of things or whatever. But I don't think that he's going to be touched in this. I don't think he's coming to All Star Battle R. I already posted my video on Yukako, and I know that Yukako is coming. So there's that. And there's just a few more people that, if you go through the list here, you more than likely will get them as assists. Tama, the cat, for example. That's the cat that basically ends up turning into the that's the cat that turns into the plant. That particular character can be added as an assist. Adding Abakio into the game would be a plus as well, because everybody has talked about Abakio. Nonetheless, we haven't gotten Abakio in any of the games. The other characters that can be turned around and touched upon is Doppio, Squalo, Tiziano, Carne. Listen, Vento Auto has too many characters. Too many characters, too many people that got thrown in there. Risotto should be a main character. If we got Prosciutto, we need Risotto in there. Formaggio was fucking crazy. There's all these casts that once the floodgates were open, when they said over 50 characters, playable characters, that now can be mentioned. But in brutal honesty, the ones that I really pointed out in this video are the ones that you should really look forward to getting as DLC and whatnot. Believe it or not, I can see DLC 1 being pretty much the Vento Auto gang, and we're getting Vinegar, Squalo, Tiziano, and Carne, and they be characters that we get for that first patch or that first DLC. And then the second DLC, we could go ahead and get people like, you know, like Seco and Chocolata, because those are like tag teams. And then because that's another focus, is characters that are tag team members that play in twos. So if there's someone that plays with a certain character, they're probably gonna do something with that. So Chocolata and Seco, for example, play off each other. They more likely may be added. Honestly, I could go on and on in regards to this. The same thing with Stone Ocean and the same thing with Steel Ball Run. But I think that this video is getting long enough as it is, and I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm only leaving it at Vento Auto because I don't want to spoil anything that's Stone Ocean, Steel Ball Run, JoJo Leon related and whatnot. That's not what these videos are about. Of course, the game itself may end up releasing characters from those series, and unfortunately at that point it is what it is, and then I could talk about it. But to this point, at least to this point, I'm going to conserve myself from showing actual characters from those series. If and when they do show them, then I'll turn around and do a video guide on certain characters and whatnot, in my own opinion and take on that. So that's it. That's what I got with this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown on the possible characters that are coming past the 50 original casted characters that they already told us that we are getting. If you did, make sure you go ahead and hit the sub, the like, the share. Continue coming through here on the channel, showing the love and support, of course, as we go on our way to JoJo's All-Star Battle R on September 2nd. Catch me here day one. We're going to be labbing. We're going to be fighting. We're going to be enjoying lobbies. We're going to be doing our thing, of course, with a massive 6-hour stream of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R on September 2nd. Holla at the boy. Let's get it.